Oh, it's not working either. All right. Let's try that with no video. And we'll see if we can get it. We should be up and running.
Okay. Welcome everyone to the Township of Nipissing Recreation Committee meeting, Monday, February 6, 2023. It's about 7:07 p.m. to start. Calling the meeting to order. Any declaration of pecuniary interest? None, I don't see any. Acceptance of the previous minutes? James and Kathy? First thing on our agenda is the family skate fun nights. So I saw we have the hot chocolate came in today. Thank you, Kristen. And how are we looking for ice? We should be okay, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And 3 days before that, if they get the weather right, are all minus daytime and nighttime. So ice should be good.
That's
Not really cold, so a positive.
yay. Which is perfect, right? And then we have the DJ on tap. George is ready to go. He'll be here. And he's the same gentleman we used last year, and the kids had a lot of fun. So anything else to add for that night? I think we're ready to go.
You asked me to check with Powassan. Their carnival is on Saturday, February 18th, and it's strictly board games at 250 Clark. And they said it was nice that we reached out to them, and they would be glad to put it on their message board about what we have coming up if we'd like to do that. So I said, I would ask.
That's awesome. Nice. What do you think? I think that's a great idea. Yeah. Okay, next on the agenda, spaghetti dinner. So we reached out and did some digging and really dug into what it's going to cost us for it. And I know there's a lot of, food prices are going up, restaurants are challenged, everybody's challenged. We did some digging and we got down to the bare bones, and we can source products for the spaghetti dinner for under $7 a plate. And that's not asking for any donations at all. The nice part about it is whatever we make over and above that is just going to go directly back into things for the community, back into things for the kids, whether Easter or whatever else it is, whether it's fireworks or something else to go back into the kids. At $7 a plate, I think we're in pretty good shape. That'll be a homemade pasta sauce, meatballs available, garlic bread, and desserts. So the only thing we have left to source is the desserts, and we already have it sourced. We just have to go and confirm it all up. And I love the feedback on it, so I think that's a pretty good price. That's a pretty good price for what we're looking at. So that'll be everything. We're probably looking at 6 volunteers for that night. So that should be perfect. If we can come up with 2, I'm more than willing to serve again. It was fun last year. We did the serving last year. Shelley and I did the serving last year before we lost the firefighters. And it was fun, right? And I think if we have 4 people that can float and clear tables and load,
We have 3 other volunteers, Chris and her kids.
oh, awesome.
So
Okay.
you got lots.
We got lots, we're good to go then. I think it'll be fun. And I-
Question
Yeah.
on, you said that we're gonna purchase, are we going back to Mill Bay to purchase from them?
Yes, yes, to keep it local.
And I mean, they supported us last year.
So I didn't want to go asking them for the meatballs. I didn't want to go and ask for any donations. So in the price is included purchasing everything. I just think, but I do really want to reach out to the people that have helped us in the past and say thank you. It's not that we're not appreciative, we're just giving everybody a break for a year.
Can we confirm we are gonna do takeout as well?
Takeout, yes. It was a big hit last year. People took it.
Yes. Now, the containers for takeout, we have lots of those?
Yes. We still have a bunch upstairs.
Oh, yeah, you did. Sorry,
Awesome.
yeah.
Okay. I wanted to table again doing the gift baskets. We'll put together a couple of these gift baskets. And then every person that purchased or has a plate, we'll put a draw in for the gift basket. It'll also allow us to keep track of how many people we've had too, right? Is that good for everyone?
How many baskets are you looking at?
I can donate one.
One, we can donate one. How about we look for 4?
4?
Maybe we can reach out to a couple of locals and see, locals, people and see if they want to do anything. Yeah, so let's look at 4.
So just to touch on the flyer, we got a sample here. March 24th, or sorry, March 4th, 4 to 7 p.m. $15 a plate for 12 years and older, $7 per plate for 11 and under. Eat in or take out. Township of Nipissing Community Center. And we're gonna add the date or the address, so 2381 Highway 654. Kristen's getting really good on the software and making all these flyers. And is there anything else that we should add or delete on the flyer for this event?
Mhm.
Are you gonna give per takeout, you can allow them to put a thing in, or you can?
I would think so, yeah. They
Yeah, for
purchased,
every-
yeah,
Every purchase, I think.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
they're gonna have to put a name on it or something?
Yeah, so what they did last year is they put their name on the back of the ticket,
Perfect.
and then we can contact them.
Just so we're half organized.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Okay, and
We also talked to Chris about getting the flyers out to the outfitters, because they're still fishing then, and they may come in off the ice to eat.
Reading day before houses to him.
Or a lot of times they'll come in and pick up stuff for them and take them out, right? So let's see if we can,
and also we'll get them distributed at the school as well. Anything else for that one, Kristen?
anything else on that one?
Just to go back to the family skating fund, we're gonna do a flyer for that.
Already out
Okay,
and distributed.
Yeah,
and it went to the school.
Yep.
it did.
We did that middle of January, I think it was.
Oh, yeah, should have brought one.
I can print one.
You can print one?
I will have one here in a minute.
Is there a way that we can bring it top of mind again for the schools and just for the community somehow, just to remind them?
Yeah, I put it on Facebook again today. And
It was a lot of fun. I think it's great.
I got one printed out for the park as well. We'll post one in the rink building.
Oh, awesome.
It's supposed to be warmer this time, so.
It was cold last year. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else on spaghetti night? Any thoughts? We get there. We have enough volunteers. We food under control. I think we're good. Okay, so let's next talk about bat boxes and birdhouses. Can I turn that over to you, James?
They're expensive. So we're still kind of trying to source one that's pre-made. There are some plans out there. The one plan that I like is basically an 8-foot board. And then I gotta cut it, plane it, make all the pieces. So pretty tired to work that one.
That's a lot of work.
It'll take a lot of time. But it's only 8 or 10 kids. I'll find the time to make them that way, but if we can buy the kit, they said there was a couple on Amazon, but we're not 100%. We're probably gonna do this, but we just don't know what we're gonna do exactly.
So are you okay with birdhouse or bat box?
Yeah, I'm good either way. As long as I get 1 or 2 ahead of time, just to make sure that I know I look intelligent when I put these together, but the kids aren't doing it out doing me on it.
So again, we do have a flyer for input on. Also, we're gonna open registration up tomorrow, actually, for the bat boxes.
I just want to add, when I do have these flyers and whatnot, we sit down and we look, and I'm trying to give you as much time as possible from based off of like when we should have them out to advertise it for so long, and then at least we try to give you like a month before the event, like so that you have enough time to get what you need if need be. Just if you feel like you need more time, I just need to know a little more like in advance.
So what we did was we have it opening on the 7th and closing on the 24th. And that will give about 3 weeks.
That's perfect. Do you need help with that, James? Do you need volunteers? Do you need help? How many do you
I
think?
think it depends how many kids, but it's not too many. We could probably sit down as a group. If I had a couple just to help. I'm hoping 1 or 2 of the parents will stay. But
Okay, okay, what night was that? Okay.
The 18th. So we do need to know a price, if there's a price, and times.
18th is a Saturday, is it not?
Yes.
So 10 till noon.
10 to noon?
We can make that tentative in case there is a lot of kids, maybe.
We can always start at 10. Don't have to be out at noon.
Yeah.
And will there be a cost for this event?
I believe we should, because it is a little bit of a costly project, and I don't want a lot of people to register and then not show, and then you end up with boxes or something left over.
$10. What do you think, $10?
Need something, some sort of.
I mean, I'm seeing kits online are like $30 to get 50/50, so $15. Kids pay half, we pay half.
Yeah. And I think parents will pay $15 to do something and take it home. What do you think?
It's only $50 to buy a bat house at Canadian Tire these days, so $15 for your own. We just put that in the registration time, and that way you'll know the solid numbers of purchase.
And then give me numbers, like if I'm gonna make the kits, you need time and numbers, how many I exactly need.
And you'll probably get some 50. You'll probably get some pretty good numbers pretty quick, I'm sure.
We have it open for almost 3 weeks, so. Okay. Are you good with that?
All right.
Sure.
If not, next week we go to budget projections, unless you want to add something.
Yeah, can we just look at Easter flyer for a quick second? Just so we can start promoting that a little bit. I know it's not on the agenda, but just if everybody could have a quick peek at it to see if everything looks okay. And we'll start promoting it.
Agreed to come to the community center and bake the cookies.
You rock. Color she rocks. That's awesome. Last year they were a big hit.
Yeah, I wouldn't know it wasn't allowed to have them.
They were good.
So one thing Chris and I talked about, we're gonna put Heritage Park somewhere on there, just so we can start tying the addresses all together. So any other input or anything on that? And we'll start promoting those as well.
So can I add to that just for a second? So I had some feedback on Easter, and last year what we did is we had a whole bunch of kids and we did the scavenger hunt. Because the scavenger hunt has to go somewhere on here. But it was, I think, 3 volunteers and 1 volunteer took each group. I took a group and away they went, so we wanted to go further faster. Somebody had suggested to me that maybe we try and make it more of a family event and try and keep the parents with them. And make it, each family goes to find part of the scavenger hunt. So make it more of a stay with your children.
And they can patrol.
And
make
they can
sure the
patrol.
little ones
We
get
need
something.
less volunteers. And I think it'll make it more of a family event. Thoughts?
Make sure you put that somewhere in their family scavenger.
Family scavenger hunt?
Something to that line.
I mean, I had a blast. I'll be honest with you. I took a group and I went scavenger hunting with them and we had a lot of fun. But when they said to me, family, I'm like, oh, it actually might be a lot of fun for their parents. And then we can make it a little more difficult. How's that?
Perfect.
We'll make it a little more difficult where they actually have to think about it. We made it pretty easy last year because we didn't have a lot of volunteers, right?
Just one more thing to touch on that. We're gonna open the registration on February 24th for that event, and it's gonna close on March 17th. So it'll give you about 3 weeks again.
Are we putting a cap on these? How many we take? No? For the fat boxes either?
If we have to find more volunteers for them, we will. I'm sure people will come out of the woodwork and help.
Only thing with the Easter one is the word residence on the top. Right, so that's some family coming up if you might not show up because cousin Bob can't come.
But my cousin Bob is coming with me and I live in the township.
But if it's only for residents, some families might think that cousin.
I
Bob
was
is-
going off of the last
Yeah,
flyer.
I know, that's just the
That's
only
all.
thing I don't know. Concern, that's my first thought of it.
Township of Nipissing
Can we just take that? whole line
residents,
out?
family and friends?
Family and friends?
We don't even have to put it in, don't matter.
No, don't have to. It's up to you guys. We're just,
Always
Why not?
make it-
Well,
Township don't, I mean.
I think we're gonna get people from all over, right? Because some townships aren't doing anything, some places aren't doing a whole lot, and their parents are looking for stuff for them to do. And welcome.
I kinda
Let's
like
keep
the
Township
family and friends.
pardon me?
I kind of like the family and friends.
The residents, family and friends. Yeah.
Okay, residents, family, and friends. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just making stuff up and you guys, we're just looking for direction here.
So
Doesn't have to be in the headline. Maybe you could put it in
no, I
the-
could, yeah,
Fine
no,
print.
this is fine, all good. What if we have 1,000 people sign up?
That's what I'm worried about.
Well, I
I gotta
mean,
leave it to having an address here in town. It's like,
I mean, it's not that I don't want, more the merrier, woohoo, right? But if we seen what soccer did. It went from what we thought it was gonna be to,
well, we did the same as this year, like, we didn't restrict it at all last Easter. We ended up, I want to say we ended up at the 60 mark.
60.
Yeah, approximately.
We're gonna know, because you'll need to let Denise know how my cookies today. So you'll know by your registration.
And tell somebody, I'm sorry, you can't come because
Yeah, I want to, I'm just
I mean, we'll have a early March, like we'll be like a week and a half into registration. We'll have another meeting if we have to like come back and say, oh, we've got 500 people and we just need to shut down.
Yeah, so we'll have this on March 6th agenda for Easter, so.
So I mean, it'll only be open for a week and a half. We can regroup if there's a mad rush to this event.
You want to do the icing? Yes, the icing. If you want to do the icing, yeah, if you can do the icing, we'll also put on the ice. We've got the big pot. Can we move it to like, instead of Easter egg hunt, scavenger hunt? Yeah, can we do that? Because that's really what we were doing, right? Because they're literally taking their clues and running all over trying to find the next one.
Good, yeah, I got it down.
Okay.
You got nothing for that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Next on the agenda is budget projections, 2023.
Would you like me to take this
You
one?
can take this one, Will.
All right. So everybody has their copy. So the yellow is where we need some help with. So community center rentals. What is the prediction of renting the community center this year? So as you can see in 2022, we budgeted 1,200 and we brought in 550. What are you anticipating this year?
How many times have you rented it already?
This year?
Yes.
No, there'll be one, February 25th.
Yeah.
Full day.
I thought somebody took it and used it in January.
They wanted to, but they never did book.
Okay. I just thought I heard somebody who had rented it here. So I would say you're gonna get one a month.
It's just
Guess at
budget,
that
like it's
amount?
just,
You gonna guess at that amount? Because maybe, I don't know, Masonic Lodge will do their fish fry again now that there's one, maybe.
so we budgeted 1,200 and we brought in 550 last year.
We can go with like $1,000 and try and promote it a little bit more this year now that things are opened up and remind people of different things they can do.
That's, we're looking at income or are we looking at?
Well, yeah, what you'll bring
What do
in.
we charge for the? Is what we charge, is that beyond our purview or is that more of a council purview?
That's council.
It's already
It's
set.
in our,
Use your fee bylaw.
So it's already set for this year. So I don't know, I
What is it
haven't
for-
looked at the sheet.
So for a full day, with the kitchen, it's $150. Half day with the kitchen, it's $100.
We're gonna have probably, I would assume there's gonna be maybe at least one movie shoot out this way. They always end up out here. And they usually take the parking lot or the building for 2-3 days.
So we have $1,000 on the table.
I think I think 1,000 might make sense. Yeah.
Basically doubling last year's. So.
Okay, perfect. All right, the fitness center memberships. So we budgeted 4,500 and we brought in 11,344. So the number, the 45, we had to take into consideration COVID being shut down for so long and stuff like that. Do you know where we're at right now?
So for fitness center memberships, depending on the week, so like last week, probably sold, well, I was 6 just in one day. Now, some weeks are slower than others, but people are using it.
I'm gonna be honest, I've-
Monthly memberships, annual memberships. like
So,
what are they?
say the 3-month one is the most popular. I have quite a few people come in and they're just, they don't want to come back every 3 months. So they're just like, just give me a year, like, you know. But the 3-month, 6-month ones are the more popular ones. Because our fitness center isn't, like anybody can use our fitness center. I have a lot of people, if they're from like out of town area, they'll just buy the 1 month at a time. And you see them, they come back and they, oh, you know, I'm just topping up and it's okay.
Do we have an idea of how many like annuals or 6 months that we can just kind of predict some revenue?
Mm,
What that looks like right now?
I don't have that with me. I mean, I can get it.
I'm just looking at the 11,344 of like, if we're talking about selling more, like, does that mean, is like, are people dropping out? Like, what's our attrition rate? Like, are we saying we need what, like 15,000 this year because we're selling a bunch more, and we're keeping people? Like, that's my hard to guess number.
Yeah.
I would think that if you just kept it at 10, and if you get the 15,000, you get the 15,000.
Yeah, I think if you budget it, 10, I was gonna say that number too.
Just,
I mean, keep it going down from last year. Yeah, because
if I
a lot
predict
might have been
it,
bought just on the basis that everything just opened and COVID, you know, everybody wanted to get out of the house. There's nothing you could do, you know, so I don't wanna go and predict that we've got this huge budget coming in, and then all of a sudden, you know, that number drops down. Do we know what it was pre-COVID, what we were getting?
No, unfortunately, I don't have those with me. We can get those. I like that idea. We can see if we can pull back the last 5 years.
I mean, I'm fine with 10,000.
Yeah, no, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I like that idea. We can do that. So we'll put 10 for right now. I believe we have another budget or another meeting before our budget meeting, Emily. So, so the candidate grant, if it comes, we'll apply for it. But the last 3 years we haven't had one. So probably, but they'll probably go out next year if we don't get one this year.
Yeah.
Of the line item. Rec events. Oh,
You guys were really close on bottle drive.
yeah, sorry. For some reason, I wrote 3,000 in there already. Sorry. What would you guys anticipate for bottle drive? And no, I can change it. I just wrote it.
Basically there last year. I can't imagine people are changing their.
So we collected bottles on January 22nd and it was 492.60. And we're going to discuss that a little more down the agenda, but everybody okay with 3 for prediction? Okay, and events. 4,600, which include the kids' Christmas run. Okay, yeah. So this is where all our donations from the kids' Christmas run, Halloween, the dinner and everything went into. So that one's really hard to do.
I mean, that would have been soccer too, right?
Soccer. Oh, no.
We're not counting anywhere here for soccer revenue.
Was there any revenue?
This number is like $20 a head. And this number here is pretty darn close just to the membership cost and the rental cost put together. For the recreation event.
what events do we, other than getting dinner and you get
So-
the donation for the Christmas?
A lot of that will be come in and then go out again.
Yeah.
So we have to put it in somewhere and then it goes out again.
Soccer revenue came in.
Okay, we'll have to pull the soccer. It never got put into this one then? Okay, we'll check on the soccer. Sorry. We'll check with the treasurer.
It feels like we're doing more events this year, and if we had 11.5 last year, I think we have to at least that again this year.
You're not gonna make as much on the spaghetti supper.
No,
And that was your biggest fundraiser
Pretty much.
for the bottle. Yeah.
See, the ball drive
Bottle
doesn't
drive
go,
is different.
it's
yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Or unless it's got like
Christmas and Halloween, all the donations that come in, isn't that a
that's,
same number? Or is that?
That comes, yeah, it comes in and it goes right back out.
Yeah, so like you can go to
zero
because we spend everything. that it
But
comes
it still
in.
has to be
Yeah, but
accounted
you've got to
for.
put in revenue,
Yep.
it goes down to expenses where it comes back out. So there's gotta be that's gotta be a significant chunk of that, I would think.
Want to shoot for 10
I think we should shoot for 10,
or,
because we're not gonna make as much in spaghetti dinner.
If you get more, then you get more.
Exactly.
Just,
okay. We'll throw down 10 for now. Community center maintenance. So the one thing the committee has to decide on is we are down a treadmill. So we have 3 treadmills instead of 4. To replace a treadmill right now is about $5,700. And that will come out of this maintenance. So is that something we want to shoot for? To replace that one treadmill?
I have a question. So there's 2 down, there's 2 not working. Is one just being repaired? There's 2 that have out of order signs on down there.
I will look into the second one.
Can you tell I've been in the gym lately?
I was in there last week, to the week before, but I'm not looking at machines. I was in-
Yeah, there was 2 that,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I do know of one for sure that is non-repairable.
Just to confirm, soccer is included in that line.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So we don't have to hunt for that.
in the gym, because I don't use the gym, I have pretty much no idea what's really down in there. We had talked about a couple times having a survey to see what's there and what people want to use. And maybe just target the people that are registering.
So I'll tell you, I've been there. I'm trying to hit it 3 to 4 times a week in the new year. And I try to go at least 3 or 4 times a week. And the biggest thing I see when I'm down there is people fighting for floor space. So they're looking for floor space and there's no place for them to put a mat out. And if you get 3 people down there looking for floor space, you're tight. It's tight, right? So that's what I see when I'm in there.
I don't think we can help them there.
No, but do we do 3 treadmills or do we do 4 treadmills? And that's part of that question, right? It's part of that, when we ask those questions and say,
Take a treadmill out.
that's what I'm thinking. Because I've never seen more than 1 treadmill in, and I hit like 8 o'clock at night, 5 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the evening, and there's always 3 or 4 people in there. And never more than 1 treadmill in the.
What we could ask for is to see if we can put, say, 5,000 in reserve to replace the treadmill in the future. We can ask for that.
That would be awesome.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because I think there's one starting to go, and I was going to follow soon as well.
Yeah, we do have a reserve, but we can ask for, instead of taking it out this year, we can ask to see if council would be okay to move that into reserve. And then maybe we could juggle some stuff around and do a little survey and find out if we need more floor space, or maybe we have to look at moving equipment around possibly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I don't know how time consuming it is for the office to do the survey, but maybe a suggestion box downstairs. I don't know if they would take the time to do that, or.
Give me and Kristen we will see what we can do on
It
that.
has to be done before.
Yep.
Just trying to give you some ideas how to kind of maybe work around this a little bit.
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
would be too time consuming on everybody.
okay.
Even a survey monkey or something.
Yeah, I don't, yeah,
We could consider the survey monkey.
yeah, I've been looking at some actually survey stuff. Because we have a couple other things we want to find out about.
People are more apt to answer a survey monkey and that kind of thing. They're anonymous. They really are.
Yeah, taking that.
So right now, the fitness center is still being cleaned every day, but it's open 24 hours a day and it's being cleaned every day. Does everybody want to stay with that?
How hard is that affecting the budget?
It brings it up, but it started in COVID and we just haven't changed it back again.
I mean, if we're just talking about selling X number of new things every week, and you're saying there's 3-4 people there 24 hours a day, keeping it clean, I think it's a good standard.
I think we.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Excellent.
If it's not a huge budget item or hurting us or hurting the township, then maybe it's a promotion because people like it because they know it's clean down there.
But we'll
Okay.
start charging you more because we'll have to clean harder after 2 days instead of. 1
Perfect.
So you've gone from, you budgeted 800, spent 442. Is that, and we're estimating to go back to 7, just for supplies.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's, and I do know there's, will be a new vacuum having to come out of that.
Right, and what does cleaning itself come out of?
That's the maintenance still.
Yeah, that will come out of maintenance, and I apologize, the treadmill will come out of fitness center supplies. My apologies, it'll be, the maintenance will be all the cleaning, the mats, the equipment maintenance itself. So once a year, a third-party company comes in and inspects all the equipment. So that comes out of there.
And the supplies you said is treadmill.
Yeah. And capital expenses. I don't, is there any capital? I don't believe there was any capital.
Do you need a roof?
Yeah, I think that comes out of community center. Capital expense. Yeah, I'll have to ask the treasurer.
Was there any work to be done on the docks? Or the change rooms or bathrooms?
Yep, that's all coming.
That's
down.
all.
Yep, down
not
here.
Part of this?
Nope. So capital would be the roof. Okay, so expenses. All right, this is where I need everybody's input on their events. So Family Skate Fun Night. My quick one was $800. That was, there was $500 for fireworks and $200 for the DJ. And then 100 just for your odds and ends, but it's your event, please. I'm just,
so we have the hot chocolate donated already?
Yeah.
Or we're really gonna have to purchase these cups
some cups and probably a little bit of milk
and milk?
to cool down the hot chocolate. But we can put whatever you,
The fire pit?
fire pits, Public Works is gonna help us cut a couple barrels in half. James, you still offered the wood? Yeah. So what we did was, Public Works is gonna cut a couple barrels in half. So when, at the end of the night, we'll just get rid of the whole barrel and everything, mess and everything goes. So nothing stays. Pardon me? Yep.
So yeah, I mean, we'll come under budget for sure, but 800 makes sense.
Okay. The biscotti dinner.
Leave that with me for a minute. I have to add it up.
Okay.
How many people are we thinking we're gonna have?
Well, and that's the challenge. We kind
Right,
of need
somewhere
an
between
idea.
100 and 100 last year.
So if we're looking at approximately $7 a plate and we get 100 people, you're looking at about $700.
So last year, I believe it was 77 roughly. A couple might have been children.
So I think you call it 700 and then you've overshot it because you're probably gonna have to throw some stuff out. if You've made too much instead of not having one.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you. Back boxes.
Goes back to, say, $20 a box. Then how many kids you're gonna get? I would assume you're probably gonna get at least 10.
I'd probably call it $600, $30 a box, 20 kids.
If we come under budget.
It's, yeah. You okay with that?
I'm sorry, what did you say, 6?
6. Easter egg hunt.
last year we spent $250 to get ready for it. I think this year we aim for 3.
Okay. Trivia night.
Okay, so that's kind of to be determined at this point. We've never done it. I know just with what Will and I have been talking back and forth, there's a lot of things we have already that I could use, we don't have to purchase or along those lines, so I'm not really 100% sure yet. If we were to like say hi and then,
That's,
you know, go that route.
500?
I was gonna suggest 500 and then,
And all these are just getting thrown into one event line, or are they
Yeah,
all getting
it-
separate event line?
It goes into the one under recreation events expenses.
I just know they pull Canada Day event separate, so I didn't know if they were.
We used to do that because
The-
of the government grant, the report back.
Okay, so I'll put 5. So soccer. So soccer is going to be an interesting one, which we'll have to discuss later. But there was talk about
you wanna put soccer on the March agenda? Or do you mean later on? maybe?
later, yeah. Yeah, no, later, like March or April, yeah.
Okay.
Probably March, I think we have it for already.
Okay.
There was talk from t-shirts to jerseys this year. So if we're looking at that, we're talking like $12 to maybe $30. And we had 82 kids last year.
We're now competing with
160?
They're not sure. Boston doesn't know if they're gonna run it.
4 to 6 is advertised. Yeah, they're Thursday nights at 4 to 6 years old.
Yeah, just 4 to 6.
4 to 6, and then next year they're planning on doing the next year.
Right. So how many would that take out of our numbers?
I think it might be a good idea to actually just talk to them. And maybe we'll work something where, you know, instead of the night. Each week, maybe.
We're on the same night now. Then.
Oh, right.
There's Thursday and we're Thursday.
Yeah, if it changes a few, I mean, we had a lot of lost kids. Not that it was a bad thing, but it'll probably make it a little easier.
The only concern is gonna be trying to get parents taking kids to 2 different locations on the same night.
It is what it is. We're gonna put the registration out.
Oh, no, yeah, totally. I just think it's gonna dwindle from the 82 probably. a little
Yeah, and which
Oh,
is not
definitely.
necessarily a bad thing.
bit. 60 this year, called 60 kids, and if you're saying $30 a shirt, if you wanna go to jerseys, like, there's what, $1,800?
Yeah, and they're charging
40 a head
for registration. I think you need to up the registration this year for it, just for that reason. Just the cotton shirts that we had last year, everybody's complaining, they were dying. So I think the better bet is to.
So we call it 2,500. Do we need any balls or anything this year? Still good?
No, I believe we'll know at the end of the winter, but I think the nets all were taken down apart, so they were all good. The balls should be,
It's year-end party or whatever, right? So
yep, that's a separate here. So 25?
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Yeah, it's completely different than what we spent last year, so it's hard.
It is,
Yeah.
and it's just
I'd say
rough.
2,500 and then we'll go from there. I mean,
Okay,
we're still gonna probably come under budget.
yeah. So Canada Day, we're roughly about 2,500. We're gonna put 1,500 for fireworks, probably 300 for a cake, cupcakes, etc. And then our odds and ends, and
We'll get the van or no?
we haven't heard from any of them yet. So,
Did you?
and we put money in for a band. I think we figured 350.
I'm pretty sure they're $1,000.
Oh, okay. So we might have, maybe we'll move that up to 3,500 for a ballpark.
Chris, were you still gonna submit, yeah.
But, how long does a band play?
I believe 3 hours.
Okay.
There'll be a break in there and then. Wow, I asked them.
We'll have some more, get some more info here on that. End of the year party.
I think we might just tie it into one of the last games to a game on a Saturday.
Okay, we're just gonna do roughly the same hot dogs or sausage,
hot dogs,
so
some chips, and a drink.
500?
Yeah.
Archery, we're not sure about yet. Movie night, it's gonna be roughly about 2,500 again. And April, so we're booked for our original date of the 19th, and the backup date's booked as well, so confirmed. They're going to get us the list of movies in the spring. Trunk sale.
I think, I don't know, you got flags already, so maybe a box of paint cans,
So
upside down paint,
$50,
$100,
$100. Okay.
just to mark. We, if it goes half as good as last year, we should do a little bit better.
Perfect. Halloween. Mostly donations. And,
If you want to see.
do we want to throw maybe,
$100 for pumpkins or whichever, or odds and ends, but I think. Yeah, it was all donations.
Need any like more decorations, like we talked about a haunted house at one point, but
Yeah, you'd all
I don't
know
know.
what we did, yeah.
so I don't know if we need to like throw some cautionary money in there just to see what we do when we get to that plan, like probably $500.
you want to see 500? Try it.
See what we can come up with. as we
Yeah.
get to Halloween plan.
Okay, so 500. Chili cook-off. Again, we've never done it, so we're just gonna, I'm not sure what it's all involved in it. Do we have to supply like plate or bowls and utensils, or?
We're supplying bowls, we're supplying utensils.
When was that again?
That is on
Pardon me.
November 18th, sorry.
You're having it here, you got all the facilities.
That's true
Yeah,
too.
it's basically bowls is. So we're probably looking at,
We got glass bowls if you're doing it here.
now we wouldn't even have to worry about it. Maybe $200, maybe?
Sure. And the Christmas run, that's pretty well, maybe $200.
Yeah.
That's mostly, probably wouldn't even. Perfect. Okay. Rink maintenance. So we have the Porta John, which will be there again from June to October 1st, I believe it is. I think it's $500 or something. And that comes and gets cleaned twice a month, every 2 weeks.
This is for materials and supplies.
The rink.
Until June, you said?
Pardon me?
Nothing new till June,
Mhm.
not me.
No, I think we put June to October when the
For the park hours?
rink starts.
Oh, really?
I'll double check, but,
Yeah. it should be okay.
and then the maintenance and stuff, so the ice and all that goes in there. And
It was brought to my attention today that we really need to consider getting new hockey nets.
No,
like the netting,
Well,
There's holes in the net.
yeah, holes in the nets.
We need the metal on that. Next we'll get more rusty looking.
Yeah, they need a good cleanup.
no, what are we using for hockey nets? Are we using the old nets from another arena, or these handmade, or?
So from what I've been told, I haven't looked at them myself personally, but how they were described is that they were handmade, not the nets themselves, but apparently they're a fair size. I haven't seen them, but bigger than just say your standard
Yeah, I know,
hockey net, so I'm not sure.
I know the last time that when I was involved in public works and stuff like that, you couldn't have crossbars in them anymore because the nets have fallen down. So we gotta watch what we purchase, or if we purchase something new, it has to kind of meet whatever the standard is. Today's standard.
okay, we'll get a quote for new nets and netting. So we budgeted 8 last year and we were 88. So do we want to go 10? Okay. Canada Day, we already talked about that. And that was 25. So the beaches. So the beaches this year, we're gonna put the 2 old outhouses are coming down. And 2 porta johns will go in, will be the same, probably June, July. I'll have to double check. We talked about it. I talked to the road super. Was it June, July, and August, I believe it was, could have been, but I'll double check with them. And so we'll have the rental of those, and again, they'll be cleaned. Pardon me?
It's going pretty good.
Yeah. And then we have to do some with that dock, Chapman's Landing, that little dock. So if we look at a floater to replace it, and I believe it's 4x8. That'd be about right.
I don't even know if it'd be that size, that small.
So when we, for the one at Links Beach, if we tear what's there down, is there anywhere for them to make a parking lot there?
Possibly. There's been a little bit of a development there. Yeah, possibly there could be a parking spot.
Yeah, because if you tear that down, my thing can take the guardrails and make it a 90 and then put the parking in there.
Possibly.
If there's room, depending on, that's, plus have to see
What land we own.
what land we own.
Seems to be the issue.
Okay. Beyond our control.
So if we spent 9 last year,
And
about these porta potties and cleaning, is that adding to this?
it would be, yes.
So like, you guys are like 12 by the time you get your dock or whatever replaced and the new cleaning, all these different things going on.
12?
That's only $4,000, probably $4,000 just for a dock alone. That might
They're
not.
calling it 4x8, I mean. That can't be $4,000. I know, I mean, yeah, to start up something.
We start the flowing part.
So do we want to go 15 just
I
for
think
safe
so.
measures?
And then check it.
It could be adjusted.
Of course.
Maybe aluminum with whatever, like, if we put it in there, you might get something better that'll last a lot longer than building something and then in 5 years' time, building something again.
Okay, and the advertising and office supplies, I think my recommendation, we keep it at the 250. I know we only used $24 last year, but there is a lot more going on. So we might have more paper this year and stuff, and if everybody's okay with that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so next on the agenda is bottle drive. So we've been talking a lot about it, and we had a really good, we pulled in January both dumps and we paid $480. It seems to be about where we're sitting with it. And it, believe it or not, it was pretty easy. It was pretty easy, actually. We did it in about an hour and a half, both dumps done. Start to finish. So what we'd like to do is maybe see if we can get some volunteers and set up and even if somebody signs up twice a year. So if we're pulling 12 months and we get everybody in twice a year, that would help. And sign up for whatever works for you.
So I went back, we collected bottles on November 20th, 2022, and we did it January 22nd of 23. And it took about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
There was 10 volunteers, helpers.
And we did no sorting. There was zero sorting to come bring them up. Last one in January.
So what I'm passing around is Calista, my daughter, made up a list for easy check marking as we're counting. And I believe that might have saved time as well. So you just call out their system, they just call out taking 20 bottles or 200 cans or however they, I'm just a grunt, I just move things.
It was your first time there, Tom.
Yep.
How did you, for someone who's never done it, never seen it, what worked and what didn't work?
I thought it worked well. And it went relatively quickly. It's, for the first time, I thought it was chaos. I had no idea, but it was, I mean, the kids were great. They seemed, well, they've been there. So they know what they were doing. And the sorters, and they went ahead and, what they were doing in the trailers, when they got those boxes and put plastic bags in. Those are all things that I didn't know, wouldn't have known, didn't have a clue, But it went relatively smoothly for the number, and it's just not the bottle drop, it's all the crap that goes with it, like 500 cardboard boxes that you have to dismantle after. Like, it's not like we got a bottle and we put it in and we're done. Now you gotta knock down that box and put it in recycling, and the huge number, because you do sort it, a huge number of, just lazy pukes that just put in regular cans, like every from bean cans to whatever.
Well, you've seen it right from start to finish, right?
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
have to
the
pick all-
bins,
pick
yeah.
all of those out. And again, now somebody has to take those back or do something. So the 2 hours or whatever that were there, somebody did a lot more work after that to do the cardboard, take the cans back and recycle them, put all the boxes back. So it's a little more than, it did really well, but somebody else is picking up some slack there. And so you have to look at a little more time and not necessarily more people every time, because that was 2 months. But you're gonna have to have somebody that knows what they're doing. And you did, and Calista did, and you guys have been there before. So you knew what you were doing.
You had done it before, sorting out the dump and then taking it?
I like the way we do it, but we have, our way, we gotta do it more often. Like for 2 months, my trailer was full that day. And for us to stand out there, because when we do it, we work out of the back of the trailer, and we go garbage can, and we don't count cans, I get a couple things, and when the tray's full, that's 24 goes in there, and they put a mark, it's 24 in mark, and then we get so many things, it goes in the trailer, it's done. Then pull all the caps off. In the summertime, you need to do it way more often because bugs, critters, heat.
What I found was doing it in the summer, needed to get out of there quick.
If we do it once a month, 40 minutes. And then for our end, I can even take it to either end, whoever's available, because in the summertime, both places are busy, and sometimes they can't do it. Well, if I have to hang on to it for an extra day or two in the trailer, usually is not a bad thing, and then I can take it to them on days, whatever, and try to inundate them on a weekend.
Tell me,
Still
correct me
do
if I'm
it,
wrong, is there
Yes.
there's kind of 2 different ways you're doing it, right? So you have to do it differently for South Shore than you do it for. There's
Kinda,
no,
yeah.
in your counting
It's
and the way
very-
you handle
very
it, there's 2
similar.
different ways, right?
They count the same way, clear, no lids.
Yeah.
They follow the same rules you do. This is how we've come up with our own little lease system that we do it. And I have garbage cans, there's about, what do we have, 3 garbage cans there?
Mhm.
And then I have bags set off the side of the trailer, so when I get my clear glass, I put them in a cardboard box. When it's full, I take it right the garbage never leaves the dump, it goes right into my cans, all go in the box, they go in the scrap bin. Right? And then the bags, package them up and I put them in the bin there.
You're saving that step back to the dump.
Yeah, everything's staying in the landfill when we don't.
I mean, the kids are really good. I have to say, the volunteers we have that come help us are like godsends. And they're fantastic good kids. And they've been, they do a lot of that grunt work afterwards, right? Like they made sure all the cardboard was broken down and took all the skids back and all, they did all that extra stuff. So, I mean, it works.
I found, I think Jillian has been somewhat sorting up there for us. And I think that helps us.
A huge difference on the last one we did. I mean, we still came out with 3 bags of garbage, which is frustrating. But that's okay.
So do we want, are we gonna shoot for monthly pickup then, or?
We can try.
Yes.
Not, it may not happen every month, it may not be quite available.
Well, and I think if we can try and work something out and get together a chat group or something that says, hey, this is when we're going. And if we have an idea, if we set that date, maybe we can schedule
Is monthly the best timing or like every other week? Like, how quickly could you just whip through it of, like, it sounds like to me, an hour and a half, 2 hours a day, that sounds like an event. But if you can whip through it in like 30, 40 minutes, because you're doing it every other week, that's not an event to me, right? Like, that's just something you're going to the dump for the proper stuff. You grab the things and you go, right? Like, I just wonder, is there a shortcut version of that that makes it really fast? Or if there's so much steps that it's not giving that economy of scale.
Yeah, we can get the buy-in and get the volunteers every other week is fantastic. But we haven't had the volunteers or the buy-in at this stage of the game. You've got the same people doing it every week, right?
Oh, I mean, totally. It's not, I'm not expecting the same people have been doing it. What it's been. I'm just thinking like, does it make sense to try and shoot for some sort of schedule of every other week? And then if we're talking about every month, and then if we miss a month, then you're 2 months, then you're basically where we're at today. Right? So I think.
Well, and I think you can gauge it as to what's going on in the township, right? So if you're off hunting season or off fishing season where there's not a lot going on, then you can skip it to once a month. Like there's that month and a half in between tourism.
I haven't been to landfill since we done the last one, so I got no idea what's in there. But I know I went back the next day to landfill and she already had 4 boxes at Bear Creek, so.
Like, I'm just thinking, I don't have a trailer, but it sounds like you got 4,800 bottles in that run. You have 10 cents for this 480, like, I don't have the ability to transport.
So
that.
Jane brings his trailer and then we pick up the trailer at Public Works.
I know, I'm just saying.
But
like,
yeah,
then we're
yep.
expecting James to do it every
Yep.
time. Like, if we're trying to like get other people and other things going on, like, if we go every couple of weeks, throwing a load in the back of a pickup truck,
I
seems
can-
more realistic.
like Tom's,
Budget for another
Tom's
trailer.
idea.
There it
last
is
month was
already
after every
in-
meeting,
That one needs repair.
that week,
So-
we do a cleanup.
There is in the capital.
So then it's a time set date.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna take credit for it, because Tom suggested that after we do our meeting here, the next coming weekend is when we do a cleanup from the dump, and then that way it's a scheduled event. And if not everybody, like, there's only 3 of us from this end, if we're not available, then we may have to miss a week or
Or do we do it the weekend preceding the meeting and then we know the numbers?
make it go either
That's an
way.
idea too. That's a really good idea. We have numbers coming in.
And then that way you know it's scheduled, and then just try to, I don't know, send an email out and see who's available, who's not available. That way,
Okay, so you want to shoot for Saturday or Sundays? What would be the best for people?
Sunday works better for me personally, and I have no problems doing it every time. Like that's.
Yeah,
not a
Sundays
concern.
works for me as well.
I can.
So the Sunday before the meeting, we'll shoot for and try it?
We'll try it.
Okay,
And maybe we can get that time down a little bit because it might not be as full.
okay.
Someone said in the summer, monthly is the longest you want to wait.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. it's
what's
when
scary?
You get in there and you open that box and all the rocks come in. And then, you know,
Also,
girls scream.
they're really good at sending a message if it's getting too full. So we can always send out a, hey, we need to add one. Can we get a few people together?
You can
Okay.
definitely see the difference now that Julian's there. Like, you can see it.
So I guess we'll shoot for March the 4th for the first one. Yeah. Or sorry, the 5th. The 5th, Sunday. Sorry, the 5th.
Oh, why not? Oh,
What time would work for everybody? Do you want to get it done first thing in the morning? Like,
That's a Sunday.
yeah,
What time does? Go to 10?
10. You want to do it 10?
I can go there
Okay.
at 10,
All right.
right after church.
Are we doing both dumps, same day? all
Yeah.
shot?
Do both of them gather and
Mm,
And that way, if you bring it down, you got no help.
all
The
right.
next time, I think the people that came for your first time, when you see it the next time around, it starts to make sense after you've done a couple, you're like, okay, I got this. We started to get into a rhythm after a while. I think that's it for everything on the agenda, you know? So next meeting is calendar,
March 6th, I believe,
March 6th.
if I'm right.
So.
Yep.
Okay, March 6th is the next meeting, and we can adjourn. Okay, go ahead, sorry.
This coming Saturday, the 11th, we are having our Trillium recognition event at the Canal Community Center. Vic Finelli will be coming out. There will be short form speeches. A member plaque will be dedicated. Refreshments will be served, and you're all invited if you have nothing better to do on a Saturday morning.
What time is that at?
11 o'clock.
11?
Commemorative plaque for,
Recognition and appreciation of the Trillium grant.
okay.
Awesome.
We'll be sending an email to our list. Hopefully get some RSVPs, so we'll know how many nine bars.
That's awesome.
It's been a long road. I mean, we work for these grants.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's it. Have a great week. Have a great
You
month.
need a
Yeah.
mover and floor.
Oh, sorry, go for it. I'm sorry, say that to me. Mover. Seconder. So we got Kathy and James.
I'm voting for.
All in favor?